Gonna do a little shooting today. Today we're gonna shoot a Benjamin Trail NP. It's in 177. I've had this one for a few years. Haven't shot it. I don't know that I've ever even put a scope on it. So today I robbed the scope off of one of my other air guns, and it's the Centerpoint 3-12, and I got this neat little UTG side wheel that goes on it that actually fits it, and it just helps to parallax error, tuning it just a little bit better. Anyway, I think we're gonna do some 10, 20, and 30 yard side ends, and then if you can see it way out there, that one is at 90 yards. The two on the right are at 100 and 125. So we're gonna try to shoot it at 90 and see how we do. Haven't even I don't know what pellet it's gonna like. I brought a variety of pellets with it, so we'll see how it does. Let's go have a look and see what I did so far. This target's really close, but this is just to get it on paper so I know where to even start working at. So there's my first shot, second shot, and my last two shots right there. And I want it to be a little high this close, because when I get farther out, it's going to be a little lower, so there's no sense in trying to zero it here and then go to the next one and have it shoot in a different spot. I just want to basically get left and right. And this is the second one. And that was my last shot. These are my first two shots way up here. That's how much higher it shot than that last shot on the target before. And that's the last shot here, and I'm going to stick with that for right now. I adjusted it down a little bit, and then we're going to move on to that target, which it should possibly at this distance shoot quite a bit higher than this. So anyway, we're going to set back up and start the next target. Let's go have a look at this. I think we're done with a really close one. And the next one. this is where we ended up on the third one. So I don't know if I'm going to get any better group than that, or any better, you know, grouping with these pellets than this, because I held the same point right here. I'm still shooting high, but as I go out farther, I expect that to drop a little bit. So let's go stick them out here a little bit farther. That was the third session. And let's go down here and see how we ended up. Alright, so it looks like we had some really high ones up here. The first two shots I took were up here. Same aiming point, so that's, keep your eye on that for the grouping size. And then I made quite a few clicks, and I got it on the orange, which I knew was going to be too low to go farther out. But anyway, let's go down here and see how I did. And that's how much lower it was than the last shot, which went into the red. So that's how much lower it was. And looks like maybe it's a couple clicks to the right, because the other one seemed to be a little bit to the right also. So we might give it a couple clicks back to the left. Anyway, let's go check out the last target. And it looks more centered right here. It looks more centered. But that's how much higher that one was after I gave it a few clicks to get it back up, because the first shot I didn't even see. I think it was on this target. I didn't even see it, so I gave a little adjustment to get it to right here. And I have not busted out anything to measure this with yet, but from past shooting up there where that pop-up tent is, this one is at about 50 yards. And we still have 40 to go to get back there to where the light pole is. That is 90 yards. Anyway. Alright, let's go have a look at that. This one is far enough, but I'm not going to make the walk. We're going to ride. Alright, I think that was my first shot. That was my second shot. So again, I don't know about the grouping so far. Who knows? These are the first pellets I've actually even shot at a target. First time I've ever shot this gun at a target, so who knows? These are the Crosman 7.9 hollow points. Anyway, when I saw this one was within where I wanted to be elevation wise and it's on target, I went to the next target. And here's the next target, only one shot. It's a little bit to the right, but you know, obviously, honestly, I don't know I'm holding that steady on it. So it's on target, it's same thing, it's well within range for me to move on to the next target and see if I can at least hit paper there before I start doing any fine tuning. At some point I made an adjustment on the scope, but I don't remember which shot it was on. Have to look at the video to find out. And here's 90 yards, and maybe that's luck I didn't do another shot. Maybe that's just luck that they're probably, I don't know, less than 3/4 inch away from each other, probably closer to half. And they see how much it dropped from the last target to, I think it was shooting up here to down here. So a few more clicks up and I think I'll have this one elevation wise dialed in. And if it groups like that, who knows? Maybe we'll go to the 100-yard trap, and then that one out there, that one is at 125 yards. You're not going to believe it, but I've been shooting that one with my little HW, or HW Beeman R7, that's what I mean to say. It's only 7.2 foot-pounds, and I'm shooting JSB 7.33 pellets out of it, and I'm using open sights, and I actually got it on target, which is way more difficult to do than you can imagine. Shooting that far with open sights, you can't see unless you got a Wi-Fi camera you can put out here. You don't know, so all I can do is line it up and shoot, and there's two of them, 3/8 inch apart. Two of them back to back with a 7.2 foot-pound R7 from 125 yards away. So all you guys that are shooting break barrels, don't give up on them. It can be done. Alright, here's something else I want everybody to see. That's a lousy little 3-12 Centerpoint scope. They're actually really good scopes. Sometimes the reticle clears up good for me, sometimes they don't. The UTG 80mm wheel seems to fit it just fine. And anyway, that's my Nitro Piston Titan, or Trail. That's what it is. Where's it at? My Benjamin Trail Nitro Piston. Anyway, this thing's really old. I got it a few years ago, used from a friend of mine, and never really shot it at a target. And last night I did some trigger work on it. I was going to do the bearing mod, and turned out that I didn't need the bearing mod. What it needed was a small screw put in the trigger. And you'll notice this one doesn't have a safety on it. It also doesn't have the anti-bear track mechanism in it. Neither one of those have got anything to do with the trigger weight or anything. It's just something I just decided to take out. It's my gun. I'll do what I want to with it. Haha. Anyway, let me do a couple of trigger pulls and show you what this thing's down to. See that? 13.9 ounces. I've had this thing down to 4 ounces and it never failed, but it's just way too light to even do any target shooting with. So anyway, I turned it back up just a little bit, and that's no bearing mod or anything else. That's just putting a lousy set screw in it and getting the sear adjusted. Anyway,